Hello, this is Ashley with the ACMS team over at State Hearings, and this video is going to be talking about the different queues that you have available to you on your home screen. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the county user role, the responsible agency role, and the health plan role, and those different queues that they have and what each of those queues mean. So when you first sign on, right now I am signed in as a county user, and you slide down to the bottom of your screen, you're going to see off to the left hand side 4 different menus: queues, rehearing, scheduling, and search. And once you click on one of those, you're going to open up a set of queues that you have access to. So the first set of queues we're going to look at are the ones that are under queues, of course. And the first one you see here is Case View History. Once you click on that link on the right side of the screen, your Case View History is going to pop up. Now that Case View History is exactly what you think it is. It is the cases that you have viewed recently. You can control how many show on the screen by changing the number that you see under Show Entries. Right now I have 10. But if you're like me, you probably want to see a lot more. So I want to see the last 250 cases that I have viewed. One of the things that I have noticed that people talk about is sometimes they're not in the proper order. For example, this looks like it has my oldest case on top, because this is from October of 2018. You can sort this out by using these little arrows that are next to the label of the column. So let me click on that little arrow, and now it's going to show my most recent case that I was looking at. We are in the training environment, and all these case numbers and these claimant names are not real cases or people. Another way you can do is you can sort it by the case number. So by using these arrows again, you can click on them and sort it by the case number itself, up, ascending or descending. You can also sort it on the first name or last name as well. Now, one thing you want to be aware of when you're looking at all of these queues is down at the bottom. For example, there are 165 cases in this Case View History, and this one page is just showing me my first 10. So be aware that there may be more pages than what you see. And you can tell by looking at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and you can see all the different pages, and you can go through them one by one by clicking next, or you can jump pages by clicking the number. There's also a search box up at the top right hand corner, and this is true of all of our queues in these menus. And that's one way that you can look for a specific case. So if I'm looking for, let's see if they have anybody, there we go. So there is somebody whose last name is Ashley. So it filters out from your Case View History something you're looking for. And that search box works in all of the different queues. This arrow circle is a refreshing, so this refreshes your queue. It's probably something that you would do once you've changed any of your searches, like if you put something up in here. Normally it will automatically, when you hit enter, refresh it, but if it doesn't, you can hit this refresh right here and it will. Then you see the 3 little dots. Those are your table options. So you can turn off that auto refresh if you like. And then you can do an OR operator, and I recommend that keeping that off and keeping this search box as an AND rather than an OR. The next queue is called My Cases for Reps. And since I'm not a hearing rep, I don't have any cases on that queue, but these are for hearing representatives. If you are named as a primary hearing representative, I believe this works for backup representatives as well, all the different cases where you've been assigned as a hearing representative, and they'll be listed here. And I believe this is just going to be open cases and not closed cases. My assigned tasks, these are tasks that you have been assigned as the person who has to complete that task. So it does, all the different tasks are listed here. So ACMS runs on the task-based system where someone can open a task, and that task usually stays open and not assigned to somebody so that everyone can see it, but sometimes tasks are assigned to specific people. For example, if you are the primary hearing representative, then the SOP submit SOP task is going to be assigned to you as the primary hearing representative. So you'll see all of those tasks that have been assigned to you under My Assigned Tasks. And then again, you're going to see the show number of entries, and then you still have that search box in the upper right hand corner. Cases without a hearing rep. These are all the different cases that are in the system that are usually brand new cases, and they're going to be limited to your agency. So right now I am a El Dorado County county user, so all of these cases are El Dorado County cases, and all of them need a hearing rep assigned to them. If you were to click on any of these cases, it will take you directly to the contact tab for you to assign a hearing rep. Let me show you an example. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, it takes me to the contact tab and it gives me a blank contact screen. It's expecting me to assign a hearing representative. Again, all these queues still have the show number of entries, the search boxes, and they are all sortable based on their labels at the top of the columns. Pages on the bottom right. SOP needed is a queue that shows you all the cases for which you have an open task, submit SOP task. Those will all be listed here. These will also be listed in your My Assigned Tasks as well. The ADH cases queue are cases, ADH cases for your agency. You'll see them listed here under ADH cases. Let's see. These different search boxes up here will show you if you have an analyst that is working on a case. Let's just say this is me, and I just want to see the ADH cases where I am the analyst for. I can just choose my name from the drop down and it will show me my cases. You can also, let me clear this out. You can also check on appeal status. Is it scheduled? So these are all the ADH cases in my agency that are scheduled. And if I put my name in here, it'll show me all the cases in my agency that is scheduled for me. Same entries, same search box, pages at the bottom. The last queue that we have for county users under queues is decision compliance. Decision compliance is once a judge has released a decision regarding a case, and if your agency needs to do some compliance to comply with the order of the judge, you'll see it listed here under the decision compliance queue. Once you have done your compliance for that decision, then you can go in here and click on that case number. It's going to take you right to your provide compliance task. You can put in your compliance completion date. You can browse and upload your compliance document. And then you can choose down here that your compliance is completed and hit save, and that will take care of it, and it will no longer be in your decision compliance queue. And I know that not all county workers will be responsible for each one of these queues. Sometimes counties, if you're the representative, you don't do the compliance. There's a whole nother unit that does that. It all depends on how your county works it. Now the next menu choice is rehearings, and there's only one choice for county user here, and that is rehearing response by agency. So these are the cases, there's none on this list currently, that your agency needs to respond regarding a rehearing. Next is scheduling. There's two different menus available to you. There's calendars and hearings. This one's super important. I have a video that talks about how to read the calendars and hearings queue and how to do different searches and find different things. So I recommend you go and look at that video if you want to know more about calendars and hearings queue. Ready for hearing are those hearings that have been set ready for hearing. So under the calendars and hearings queue, there's a button that says ready for hearing. So if you have a let's just say you have a case and you're one of those counties that holds hearings and you want to check them in, they've come in, you can check in. So that it changes this person to checked in, and it gives the time. And then once they're checked in, maybe they're ready for the hearing finally. So we're going to click ready for hearing. And now this one is going to be ready for hearing. I don't think they have a ready for hearing status. There, let's try checking somebody else in for ready for hearing. Yeah, it doesn't really change anything on this queue. But if you click on the ready for hearing queue, you're going to see that they are in there. Hopefully. Let me see. Let's see, this one is ready for hearing. Let me refresh. Okay, I don't think very many people use the ready for hearing. And then finally, there's the search. Mostly I like to use the search up here, the 3 different search dashboards. But you can also do it here. Caseworker search is looking for a specific hearing representative. And claimant search is the same thing. You're looking for different claimants. So this gives you all the claimant information. All right, so pretty much for RA users, responsible agency users, you have all these same queues. Let me go ahead and change my role so that you can take a look at that. So you have all the same queues except for you have one extra one for RA user, and that's proposed decisions external. For our RA users, that's Covered California and DHCS. They do review decisions regarding their cases, and this is how they would go about doing that, by clicking on these proposed decisions. And that'll bring that up, that queue up. There is also one extra menu choice for RA users under rehearing, and that is the rehearing review external. And pretty much that's the same thing. So if a responsible agency has a rehearing review, it would be in this list. All right, the third different role that uses these queues heavily would be health plan user. And as a health plan user, pretty much you have the same queues. You don't have any rehearing or scheduling, but you do have these main queues right here. And they're exactly the same as a county user. And then you do have your search, caseworker search. Okay, so that covers all the different queues that you have available to you. One thing you need to remember when you're thinking about these queues is they're usually the cases that are in these queues, with the exception of the case view history, they're in there because of a reason. Either you were assigned as a rep, or you have been assigned a task with that. So if you see something in one of these queues, it's because there is probably a task that is open. So if you see, for example, a case under SOP needed, but you know you've uploaded the SOP already and you want to take it off the list, just go into that case and close the task, and that should take it right off of the queue. All right, if you find anything, you have questions regarding these queues, please let us know here at the ACMS team, and you can contact us via email. at acms@dss.ca.gov, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you at my next video. Thanks.